Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week.
A structure fire occurred Thursday evening in West Hazelton, displacing 8 people. West Hazelton Fire Department responded to a structure fire at 7 South 5th Street around 8 p.m. Crews received assistance from Hazel Township and Weatherly firefighters, and were able to put out the fire in under 3 hours. All occupants made it out of the building safely. A dog was pulled from the building and survived after receiving medical attention. No other injuries have been reported. The cause of the fire has not been confirmed at this time. Firefighters in Wilkes-Barre responded to a fire at an apartment building on Casey Avenue Sunday evening. Crews were called around 4 p.m. to reports of heavy fire showing from the 4th floor of the structure. The Wilkes-Barre City Fire Department received assistance from Kingston, 44th, and Hanover Township Fire Departments in taking out the fire. No injuries have been reported, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Stay tuned on WYLN for updates on this developing story.
Luzerne County Manager Romilda Crocomo addressed the county on Monday evening during her annual County Manager Forum. During the forum, Crocomo discussed the county's accomplishments in 2024, as well as their goals for 2025. A recent accomplishment that Crocomo highlighted was the approval of the 2025 budget, which will not increase property tax rates in the county. Crocomo also mentioned several events and projects from the Hazelton area, including this summer's free Rockin' the Mountain concert series and the opening of the county's southern annex located at Hazelton City Hall. The County Managers Forum is held annually in December at the Luzerne County Courthouse.
The Hazelton Parks and Recreation Department is inviting the public to visit their Christmas Village. The Christmas Village has been open weekly on Sundays since September 8th, with unique activities each week. The third and final Christmas Village event of the season will take place this Sunday, December 22nd, at Can-Do Community Park, beginning at 2 p.m. The main attraction this week is an opportunity for free horse and carriage rides sponsored by Mayor Cassatt's Hazelton Revitalization Fund. Director of Hazelton Parks and Recreation, Allie McKittrick, said she is excited to bring these carriage rides to the Christmas Village and to give the people of Hazelton a fun and unique experience for the whole family.
I believe it's a 16 people can ride together on these, and the horses are Clydesdales, so you'll hear the clomping, you'll hear music and the jingle bells and lights, and it's really going to be fun.
McKittrick said that the Parks and Recreation Department is always looking for ways to build upon events like this for the community and introduce new activities for people to enjoy.
There's a lot of different pieces that you sort of juggle at the same time and pull it all together. But yeah, it's a finished product that feels really nice. That it's like that's what we want people to see, is just the completed finished product. They don't have to worry about any of that planning stuff.
To see a full list of holiday events in Hazelton, visit hazeltonfortheholidays.com. The Freeland Police Department has announced that their officers will now be equipped with body cameras. According to borough officials, the initial investment for the body cameras were made possible through donations from the Freeland American Legion and the Freeland VFW. With the help of the donations, 5 cameras were purchased for a total cost of $20,000. Borough officials say the donations covered 1/3 of the cost, but that the remainder of the payments will be made by the borough through a 4-year payment plan. The Freeland Borough Council will be holding a work session and meeting to discuss the body cameras on Thursday, December 19th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. The meeting is open to the public and will take place at the Borough Building, located at 526 Fern Street in Freeland.
Christ Lutheran Church is inviting the public to their annual Christmas Eve service. The candlelight service will begin with music at 8 p.m. and all are welcome. Christ Lutheran Church is located at 210 West Green Street in Hazelton. WYLN is kicking off the Christmas season with a variety of holiday programming. This year, we're bringing back all of your cooking favorites. You can catch Chef Lou's 2008 Christmas special airing on December 24th at 10 a.m. Then we see what's cooking in Granny Rita's kitchen on December 21st and 23rd. Looking for some tasty appetizers? We have you covered on Ciao Bella beginning on December 22nd. Or take a look inside the kitchens of Kathy Cucci and the McDonald's as they whip up some holiday cuisine at the dates and times shown on screen. But that's not all. Wyln is also bringing some Hazleton holiday events into your living room with Hazleton's Can Do Christmas on Saturday, December 21st and throughout the holiday season. You can also watch the Christ Lutheran Church Christmas Eve service beginning at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, December 24th and at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, December 25th. Looking for some holiday cheer? Wyln will be broadcasting a variety of holiday concerts, including the Sounds of the Season featuring the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra. You can catch them on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at the times shown on screen. Then we take a stroll down memory lane with a 1997 holiday performance by the Hazleton Area High School Band on Hometown Holiday. Or you could put on your dancing shoes and join us for a Polka Connection Christmas on December 24th. When you're done dancing, you can also join us for an exclusive interview with entertainer and piano man Tommy Zito on the Your Life Christmas special. Or you can learn about the history of St. Nicholas on From Saint to Santa Claus, which will air on December 24th. You can also join us as we take a deep dive into Jewish holiday traditions with Rabbi Bogage and learn about the significance of Hanukkah on December 22nd. Then Santa visits the studio for an exclusive interview on December 24th. Last but not least, we invite you to explore the biblical Christmas story with the story of the first Noel airing on December 21st. For a full listing of your holiday programming, you can visit the Wyln Facebook page for all the details.
Coming up on WYLN News, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Shamokin, Part 4. Plus, we check in with State Representative Dane Watrow on Watrow's weekly update. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
WYLN News, brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network Express Care. Now open on the Airport Beltway in Hazel Township. Walk-in care, 365 days a year for common illness and minor injuries. We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
In preparation for the Christmas season, Antonia's Jewelry and Repair is filled with special collections for this season of joy. We offer a variety of watches, including Bulova. Fine diamond jewelry in yellow, white, and rose gold. Engagement rings that can be custom designed so it is one of a kind. Diamond anniversary bands, rings, pendants, earrings, and more. Full service jewelry and watch repairs. Stop in to see Toni. Let her help you pick the perfect gift. Antonia's Jewelry and Repair, 289 Airport Road in Hazel Township.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. This holiday season, join WYLN for great holiday programming featuring The Can Do Christmas, Christ Lutheran Christmas Eve service, Sounds of the Season, Viewpoint with Santa, Polka Connection, Chef Lou Christmas, Holiday Cooking with Granny Rita, Holly Baking with Jen Yamola, Your Life Holiday Special, From Saint to Claus, The Story of the First Noel, Hometown Holiday, and more. For a complete program guide, visit us on Facebook. WILN TV 35, your home for the holiday station. A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
"1918 sees two Shamokin landmarks born. One was the Victoria Theatre on West Independence Street, originally opening with vaudeville acts and stage shows before becoming exclusively a movie theater. Designed in the Beaux Arts style, it had room for 1,700 patrons and was designed like a European opera house with a high dome ceiling and many chandeliers. It had distribution deals with MGM, 20th Century Fox, Paramount, and United Artists over the years. The Victoria Theatre was named to the National Register of Historic Places in 1985, but closed a few years afterwards, fell into disrepair, and was torn down for a Rite Aid in 1998. Still in operation today, however, is the Coney Island Restaurant, also located on Independence Street. Opened by Pete and Tessa Garant in February 1918, it is still operated today by their descendants, offering hot dogs, hamburgers, and many other lunch counter staples to those who drop in. Besides the Victoria Theatre, Shamokin and other movie houses see their favorite movies in for much of the 20th century. The Majestic Theatre, in fact, stood directly next door to the Victoria on West Independence Street. Opened in 1917 by Buckley Amusements, it was not quite as grand a cinema house as the Victoria, but still had capacity for 930 guests. The Majestic showed primarily MGM films up till the 1950s, after which it switched to B movies from smaller studios. It was demolished in the 1960s and replaced by a J.C. Penney's. There was also the Capitol Theatre on East Independence Street. It was larger than the Majestic, but smaller than the Victoria, with a capacity of 1,138 seats. It showed films from Paramount, Columbia, Universal, and Warner Brothers, and was well known for its Saturday morning cartoon carnival showings. Like the Majestic, the Capitol Theatre closed in the 1960s, and a Wendy's now stands on its site. Shamokin has sent many of its men and women to war over the years, like many other towns. And Shamokin's veterans have prominent places in military history. One in question was Holden Richardson, who graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy in 1901. He became the Navy's first engineering test pilot, learning to fly from aviation pioneer Glenn Curtiss, and helped design some of the first seaplanes. Richardson was at the controls of an early test flight of an NC-1 seaplane in Jamaica Bay on October 4, 1918, and then flew it to Washington for inspection by Navy leaders. A year later, on May 8, 1919, he was behind the stick of NC-3, one of a squadron of 4 seaplanes that attempted a transatlantic flight from Rockaway to the Azores. Richardson's plane was forced to come down roughly 200 miles short of the Azores and taxi the rest of the way, but he would still receive the Navy Cross for his efforts. The same year Richardson attempted to cross the Atlantic, Shamokin's Herbert Hopwood graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy. He served in several battleships during the final months of World War I, and will receive his first command position in 1928 aboard the destroyer USS Hart. He will return to Annapolis in the pre-war years to teach gunnery and ordnance. Upon the outbreak of World War II, Hopwood was assigned to the Bureau of Naval Personnel, working to expand the Navy to accommodate a swarm of new recruits. He would directly join the conflict in 1944, commanding the cruiser Cleveland. He would lead the ship in action in Peleliu in the Philippines, among other battles. After the war, Hopwood would join the Revolt of the Admirals, a protest against naval budget cuts by Secretary of Defense Lewis Johnson. In 1955, he would be named commander of the First Fleet, and in 1958 was promoted to full admiral, the only man from the coal region to date to reach the rank, and named commander-in-chief of the Pacific Fleet. In 1960, he would participate in a public demonstration of a new naval communication system that used the moon as a radio relay to deliver teletype messages from coast to coast. He retired later that year. Admiral Herbert Hopwood died in 1966, and like Holden Richardson, rests today in Arlington National Cemetery. Drive-ins popped up across the country beginning in the 1940s, and the Shamokin area would be part of the craze as well. The Shamokin Drive-In opened on July 14, 1950, with the Betty Grable film Beautiful Blonde from Bashful Bend, as well as a Three Stooges short film and a Mighty Mouse cartoon. It would entertain moviegoers through the mid-1960s, after which road construction rerouted Route 61 through the property, obliterating all traces of the drive-in. Although Edgewood Park closed its doors for good in 1964, Shamokin residents could still enjoy amusement park fun close by. Doodlebug Park, built around a lake of Route 225 southwest of Shamokin near Trevorton, opened for guests on June 22, 1958. Built primarily for younger guests, its main attraction was the junior roller coaster Little Dipper. Its other attractions included a stagecoach ride, a train, a whip, a tank ride, Skyfire airplane ride, turnpike cars, a Ferris wheel, a carousel, a tilt-a-whirl, and pony carts. An 18-foot paddle wheel boat, the Maverick Queen, sailed in the wake as well. Doodlebug Park closed in 1976. It was also in the mid-60s that Pennsylvania began merging high schools together to cut down the number of school districts statewide. In the crosshairs of this decision was Shamokin High School and Cole Township High School. Large contingents of both school districts were resistant to the decision to merge them, as the Shamokin Greyhounds and Cole Township Purple Demons have been longtime rivals in many sports. Both school districts wanted to retain their identities as much as possible. In the end, the offer of a financial incentive to merge proved lucrative enough for both school districts to merge in 1965, a year ahead of schedule. The combined school, in deference to both schools' districts' identity concerns, originally was to be named the Shamokin Cole Township School District. When some Shamokin board members, on the grounds of the name being too long, deleted Cole Township's name from the title, the Cole Township faction almost backed out of the merger. As a compromise, a final name was made the Shamokin Area School District, and Cole Township's purple and white colors were carried over to the new school district. Today, Shamokin Area Indians athletics brings both Shamokin and Cole Township much pride all through the school year.
Welcome back to this edition of Feel Good Friday. I'm here with Dr. John. Dr. John, a pleasure being joined by as always.
Thank you, Ryan, for coming on such a cold day.
It is cold. We're going to get talking about that, but first, we want to talk about, lifting with your back, because there's a lot of Amazon deliveries this time of the year, and you want to be careful with how you lift.
Ryan, people take for granted. They go to their front porch, and there's this 40-pound box, and they just bend over from the waist. I want people to take the moment to squat. And if you have bad knees, then let somebody else, but squat from the knees, grab that article, pull it up with your legs. And then when you I have had already 5 people this past week who went out quickly. One man lifted a 50-pound bag of rock salt the wrong way, threw his back out. So proper technique. Don't be twisted. My point is, Doc, I'm inside my house, it's all snowy outside. No, go outside, square your body, bend your legs, lift the package, and then drop it down the same way so you don't hurt your back lifting and dropping the package.
Yep, one of the last things you want for this holiday is a bad back.
True.
I'd like to thank Dr. John for joining us on this edition of Feel Good Friday. We'll see you next time.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cher's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cher's is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Hey! Did you know WYLN posts news stories, and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Welcome back to Watro's Weekly Update. I'm joined as always with State Representative Dane Watro. Dane, how's it going?
Very good, and I'm excited that you are doing the interview today because you're the one usually behind the camera, and I've been at you probably for weeks, if not months, on, so when are you going to interview me? So this is exciting time for me here today, so thank you.
You wore me down.
Yeah.
So, I also heard that you just got appointed to a new position on the policy committee, correct?
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. I'm very proud of that. It's the policy deputy chair, and my primary focus is going to be on public safety. Public safety, it's a variety of things from first responders to police to crime. My primary that I'm going to really hone in is the safety part of it with crime. Secondary leading with, let's face it, some people face severe tragedies like fires and things like that, so I'm going to be touching on that as well. But public safety is super important, and I really hit the ground running with that. And even though we didn't have any hearings yet, it's something that I'm doing a lot of research on, speaking to a lot of constituents in the district that are involved with law enforcement, and they're giving me some really good ideas. This isn't primarily just the Hazleton area, Schuylkill County district that I represent. Public safety policy hearings going to reach clear across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So we got to make sure that these policies that we're going to have hearings on is something that could be helpful to the entire state of Pennsylvania, not just primarily here in the district. But I do really strongly believe that the issues we face here, same issues with crime, is out clear across the state by, say, Ohio border. So it's something that we could definitely benefit everybody here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
So how does, so what does the deputy chair position, like what does that mean? Like how does that work?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'm gonna have testifiers, they're gonna come to hearings. And we're going to have one here in our district, so I hope you'll join us and cover that segment there. And the hearing will be a panel of state legislators, and we'll have testifiers come in, prior law enforcement officials, current law enforcement officials, and potentially if we have time, we'll definitely bring in somebody from the public to engage in that conversation as well. The hearing typically lasts about an hour, but at that point we're going to hear some testimony from the stakeholders that are involved in that law enforcement arena or fire, like I said earlier, and give us ideas and solutions on how we can make this area a safer place and the state of Pennsylvania a safer place to live and reside in.
And on the topic of public safety, we've been hearing a lot lately about drones.
Yes.
I know you've been working on a resolution. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, this is a great interview. I'm thankful you brought that up. That's something, you talk to some people, they might laugh about it or whatever, but that's something, maybe it's my military background that I bring to the table. It's something that I take very seriously. And this past weekend, I heard that a military Air Force base grounded their aircraft in the state of Ohio. And as soon as I heard that, that was very alarming to me. In the next sentence, the federal government is saying, well, we don't know who's operating those drones. That's a big issue. That's a big issue because if they're flying around military installations and then the federal government is grounding aircraft, doesn't know who is operating those drones, and now they're touching Pennsylvania, flying into Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey. I think the people of Pennsylvania deserve some answers. With that being said, I do also believe that there's some information that needs to be kept confidential and secretive with the federal government. I get that, but please do not come out and say that we don't know who's operating it. If you truly do, that's where people get alarmed. And that's where, as a state official, it's my job to make sure the people of Pennsylvania are safe. And going back on this policy, dealing with public safety is something that I want to make sure people are safe and have answers to. And like I said, if it's something that they're looking for or whatever the case might be, just say what you need to say, but don't be grounding military aircraft and then saying we don't know who's operating drones. That poses major concern for me, my family, my neighbors, my constituents. So I'm calling for answers. I did ask the governor to go ahead and maybe have a conversation, go ahead and have a conversation with the president to let us as a state act accordingly and respond to those unidentified drones in the area. And we gotta make sure that our residents here in Pennsylvania are safe.
Definitely. Anything else that you wanted to add today?
No, that's about it. On my social media sites, on my website, on my or just simply call the office if you do have a sighting. We do have contact numbers that can be called through the federal government, reaching out, letting them know that they're within our region. So thank you.
It's good to know.
Great interview. I appreciate you very much. Hopefully we can do this again soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make it happen.
All right.
All right, so that's going to do it for another edition of Watro's Weekly Update. We'll see you next time, and happy holidays.
In preparation for the Christmas season, Antonia's Jewelry and Repair is filled with special collections for this season of joy. We offer a variety of watches, including Bulova. Fine diamond jewelry in yellow, white, and rose gold. Engagement rings that can be custom designed so it is one of a kind. Diamond anniversary bands, rings, pendants, earrings, and more. Full service jewelry and watch repairs. Stop in to see Toni. Let her help you pick the perfect gift. Antonia's Jewelry and Repair, 289 Airport Road in Hazel Township.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Lanice was in a car accident about 7 months ago. 5 months of care in Philadelphia was not helping her. A co-worker said, "Try us out." She's not there yet, but she is improving. Come listen to her story.